Oh, there we go. All right, good. Hey, yesterday on I think it was on Channel 5 on KPIX, they were replaying the NFC Championship game, and I was wondering, have you gone back and watched that game and appreciated what you were able to accomplish in it, like just going back this offseason at all, and then what are your goals for getting back on that field now this Sunday?
Yeah, I definitely did watch it. Just wanted to see how I could get better in that game. And it was also fun to watch, just not only for myself, but for the team because that's the game right before the Super Bowl. So but yeah, it was good to go back and watch it. And for this year, I still had the same mindset, trying to get back to, um, the Super Bowl. So I'm gonna do whatever I got to do to help the team out. So.
Raheem, with it finally being a game week, I'm sure you've been waiting for this for a while. Does it feel any different this year just because of so much going on? Are there any different thoughts than you might have, going into the first game week of the year?
Just some thoughts. You have is what the team is going to do versus our scheme. It's the first week, so you don't necessarily know if they brought in a new scheme and they got new players and stuff like that. But some of the things that you're looking for is, hey, like what are they going to be doing? But they don't know what we're going to do as well. So it's kind of catch-22. But I'm just excited, man, to get back out there with my brothers and put on a good show and get a win.
Raheem, you've been part of a bunch of training camps throughout your career. Just wondering how this one compared to the others in terms of intensity. It seemed like it was brief but intense. And then how everyone is feeling because of that training camp being pushed up right to the start of the regular season.
Yeah, I definitely would have to say that this is by far the most exciting training camp that I've had thus far in my career. Guys, especially coming back after the Super Bowl loss, guys are really honing in on their craft and they want to get better each and every day, and you could just feel it, the energy and the good vibes that everyone has. We want to get somewhere, and the only way to do that is by working hard and putting in the time and going out there and getting wins. And that's our mindset, and that's what everybody coming in has been talking about, how much they love to win and the atmosphere. And so I tell you, it's definitely an exciting moment being part of this team right now.
Raheem, you mentioned earlier when we spoke with you in training camp that there was a feeling of unfinished business, but just given that there's so many hurdles in the way and potentially making a playoff run is so far down the line, how easy or difficult is it to take that day-by-day approach, and how have you noticed your teammates sort of going about that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. We necessarily focus on the now. We're not really worried about what's going on down the road. You want to have 16 games and get into the playoffs, and, that's ideal. And then to win the Super Bowl, that's very, very ideal. But for us right now, we're just focused on one task, and that's 1 week at a time. We can't necessarily get ahead, because as soon as you start getting ahead, that's when you lose focus and lose sight of what the actual goal is to win the championship. So for us, like I said, we have unfinished business. That's our motto, and that's what we believe in. But at the same time, we're looking week 1 against the Cardinals. That's our main objective right now.
Raheem, you said you bulked up a little bit and were kind of preparing physically for an increased workload. One, what do you kind of expect that workload to be to start off the season? And given that you've actually technically never started a game, you've been the starter, by default, but never actually started. Is that a box that you kind of want to check off this year?
It's definitely a box that you want to check off. But when my number's called, I don't care if I'm starting or not, and I'm just gonna show up and do what I have to do in order to help the team win. That's always how I've played. That's how I've approached the game. Simply because that's just who I am. I feel like that's just a part of my DNA. And for me, like I said, I go out there each and every day and every game and just try to put my best foot forward, because I don't want to leave no stone unturned on that field, or grass, or whatever you want to believe in. But yeah, it's just exciting, man. And I'm so thrilled, and I can't wait for this game, just to finally get that. Hey, look, now we know who he is. Now let's see what he can do. That's my mindset. So.
Hey, Raheem, just another Super Bowl related question. I'm sure you guys among yourselves may talk about, like you said, unfinished business and using some of that as fuel, how last year ended. I was just wondering, does Kyle or John or coaches ever talk about the Super Bowl kind of in that way, or is it mostly a player thing?
It's mostly a player thing. The coaches, they know what our hearts are, as far as what happened and stuff like that, and they know where we're at and where we want to go. It's nice because everybody's on the same page. Everybody feels the same way. I had a discussion with Coach Shanahan like a week ago, me and him one-on-one, and he asked me, he was like, so what is the morale with the guys in the locker room, with the Super Bowl and stuff? And I told him, I said, Coach, look, honestly, our whole thing is we want to get back there. I told him, I was like, hey, you just draw those plays up, be a great coach like you've been doing, and we're gonna take this thing a long way again. We're here for the ride. And he looked at me and said, yeah, we're definitely in this because the coaches feel the same way. So, it's nice that you have a head coach that can actually, open up and tell you, hey, look, this is what the staff is talking about, and vice versa. I can open up and tell him, hey, look, this is what the players are talking about, thinking about, and the morale and the feeling inside that locker room. So.
Hey, Raheem, can you just talk about the importance it is for all the running backs to be balanced this year, just from you being more of a receiver out of the backfield to McKinnon being more of a runner, so defenses can't really clue in on you guys and you're not predictable?
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're just taking this game, this season as, hey, look, no matter who goes out there on the field, you're going to get their best foot, and they're gonna perform the way they're supposed to, and that's our mindset in the room. We don't necessarily care who's in on what play or what scheme. I just know that when it comes down to it, and you put that ball down, you're gonna get one of the 3 or 4 or 5 running backs that are in that room. You're gonna get the best out of them, and that's what it is for us in the room.
Raheem, even before this offseason, the NFC West was a difficult place to play, and then Arizona goes out and adds guys like Hopkins, some of the moves they made. How much of a challenge do you see the NFC West is now, just in general, and also what did you think when the Cardinals added Hopkins and some of the other things they did?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a great question as well. The NFC West is definitely a bigger challenge than any other division, conference, whatever you want to say about it. But I feel like this is just going to prepare us to fight those tough battles. Being in a tough division like we are. It's definitely hard, but it's nice that you, like I said, you believe in yourself and you can go out there and put points on the board and do what we do. We're not like I said, we're not necessarily worried about what other teams have picked up and the caliber guys, that the Cardinals picked up. We understand that they have D-Hop and that's fine for them. But we're just gonna play our game and do what we do because it works for us, and we showed that last year.
2 more for Raheem.
Hey, Raheem, have you had an opportunity to listen at all to the crowd noise that's going to be piped into the stadium? Are you excited about it? Are you nervous about it, or do you not really care?
Truthfully, I don't know. That's a great question. It's definitely different, I would say. We tried it last week, and we had it, I think it was at 60 the first time, and then they bumped it up to 70. So it's definitely different when it's at the 70 level. But like I said, I think that we're just gonna be in our zone and not really worried about the crowd noise too much. Even though it's gonna be playing the entire time from start to finish, so that's gonna be a little bit different. But yeah, I don't believe that I'm gonna necessarily be even affected by it when I'm on the field in between those white lines. So it's gonna be nice to hear it once I'm on the sideline or something like that, to see how annoying it is or if guys really do love it. And I also heard they're playing music too, so that'll be nice.
Raheem, Trent Williams talked last week about how excited he is to get back on the field after sitting all last year. Have you sense that from him, and just what have you seen from him over?
Yeah, I mean that big guy, he came in here and he's putting on a show, man. The way he moves and stuff like that is just you don't see that. You can't teach that with any other O lineman, you know. And he's definitely a difference maker and a guy that we could definitely rely on. And he's been in this scheme before, so he understands what he needs to do to be great. And so his morale, man, his whole being right now is just fun. I'm happy to be back. You know, he's been injured and he's been out for some time and hasn't necessarily hit his stride. He feels like, and this year he feels like he's definitely going to hit that. So, and we all see it. And it's definitely something to witness.
All right. Thank you, Raheem.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.